The Turtle of Oman, Chapter 7, Slow. Arif and his grandfather had been looking inside and under things for a long time, checking out new streets, shops, and cafes, finding friends, wandering the beaches. Since Arif was little, they had been making plans. Someday soon. 1. Yes, we will go to Mishara Island and watch kite surfing. 2. Yes, we will march around Al Hazim Fort and pretend we are living 200 years ago. Yes, we will visit Jebel Shams, the highest mountain of our country. 4. Yes, we are always looking hard to find the leaf-toed gecko. Maybe it will sit on our feet. Yes, we will see the magical light of Wadi Shab. CD says it is a long drive, and if we sit down and stare, something inside our eyeballs will start to shimmer. CD says the trees look like they are floating in the sky. Even when they weren't doing anything special, CD and Arif, team of 2, pretended they were. Yes, we will take all the spices out of the drawer and smell them and throw the old nasty nutmeg away. When Arif was little, CD would sit quietly on a bench while Arif ran in circles around him. CD would close his eyes and say, "I'm soaking up the light," or "I'm thinking of what we just did," or what to do next. CD knew the real official names of rocks and stones, and said it was because he had always lived in view of the Hajar Mountains. He loved that massive wall of brown, rumpled slopes and peaks behind the city. Everyone in Muscat looked at those slopes and their lives. CD said he was the sultan only of stones. And CD always had time for Arif, since he was retired now and never wore a watch. He didn't like watches. He said time felt heavy on his wrist. He hated rushing and thought the world was hurrying so much that people were missing all the good parts. Arif had taught CD how to use a computer, but CD didn't like it. He said the letters on the screen went too fast and made him dizzy. The wealth of information was overwhelming. He didn't want to know the news from Zanzibar. Arif's mother stood in the doorway of his bedroom, staring at him. He was lying on his bed, reading a science magazine about glittering galaxies. "Is there any news about your suitcase, Arif?" she asked. "You don't seem to be making any progress. Why don't you manage a little packing before CD gets here? You need to pack your clothes you love the most." She had come upstairs from cleaning out the refrigerator and still had a dish rag in her hand. She wanted the refrigerator to be spotless for his cousins and had crammed everything that was left onto one shelf. "I don't love any clothes." He was wearing a blue and white striped t-shirt and blue jeans. He plucked at them as if he were swatting them away with his body. Then he jumped up, did a cartwheel on his carpet, and landed perfectly. So he did another one.